Hello there and welcome to the best game of the grand finals of the Elite Invitational Tournament 3. We're loading into, obviously, the two best teams of the day. This weekend tournament is on the Balance mod, version 1.3. It's on a iteration of a Company of Heroes map, Wolfhazer, and let's introduce the teams. Starting from the south, and the southern half of the Korean peninsula, playing as the United Kingdom forces, it is Ashablois. His teammates playing as the Soviets is Asiamint. Everybody giving them good luck, have fun. There's a lot of hijinks and good moods in the atmosphere, and a lot of viruses, unfortunately, but we're making great use of our isolation. We're playing high stakes Company of Heroes action, and it's a good way to spend our time. Coming from the north, playing as the OKW, it is Noggano. First action, Sturmgewehrs as usual. Moz and Nagants are being brave, and the combat engineers are going to have to slowly retreat away past that German train. By the way, his teammate, as ever, of course, is the Frenchman, Scotch, playing as the Wehrmacht, with his Maschinengewehr 42, and a new Grenadier squad. He's going to be taking on Ashablois on the northwest side of Wolfhazer. For those that aren't aware of the map, that's a rough overview. It's got this train track running all the way down the centre, an urbanised area here, if I remember correctly, and it's just a good map. You can notice that the base are like pushed more towards the north, so this often becomes an area of interesting contention. This is where all the flanks come in, often, from the south side. Kubelwagen start from our Russian contingent, playing as the OKW. First body on the floor was a combat engineer. That's now Tommies have been buffed, of course, in the upcoming batch. A little bit better accuracy in it, and several other statistics have been tinkered with. I won't profess to have memorised all of the patch notes off by heart, but I have written down a few key notes that I'm sure will crop up. And Tommy's being a better fighting force is certainly one of them. Grenadiers behind a good haystack of green cover. Tommy's been joined by 4 of their brethren. And these guys not entirely facing the right way. They're not in range, they're just watching. Very much a mad minute at the moment. I'm sure they're going to swap out and change who's firing.
Universal carrier built
Conscripts looking to get a little bit of a flank off. Universal carrier, by the way, there's a change with its wasp. I'm trying. I think it might be to do with the timings of it. 75 munitions, that was the change. But if they're going to get that. No, indeed, they will go for the Vickers, as usual. By the way, Scotch has just been left to set up. He's not really involved right now. His first squad to be involved was that Grenadier, and that's as much as he's gone. You should see on the stats, indeed, he's got his 2 individual Soldaten lost. That's them. MG42's finally getting into play. You've also got this Pioneer squad flanking. So, why are we watching this game in particular? I asked Sturmpanther and Curry, the hosts of this tournament, if they would say for me what they consider the best game of the tournament. And in fact, it's a very significant game, because the winner of this game is the winner of the tournament. Oh! First Grenadiers go down for Noggano. That was unfortunate, but he did, face fire with his face. And, faces don't tend to be flame retardant. I'm a little bit upset with myself for doing the old caster O noise. I do hold myself to higher standards than that. East side or south side, depending on how you look at it. We've got the controlling of this fuel point. That's important by Noggano. Of course, Axis live or die by their fuel control. And it is worth noting that both of the high fuel points are on that south side, which is kind of the flow of the battle. A little bit unfairly, I could say, Scotch is the guy that redesigned this map for Company of Heroes 2, or not redesigned it, recalibrated it, let's say, because it is a famous Company of Heroes 1 map. And, I'm pretty sure Co-1 was big in Korea. Not sure these guys are old enough to be Co-1 veterans. Not of that Korean army kind of vintage. Rifle nade hits, and they just tank it. They're wearing steel helmets, don't forget, so they're going to be absolutely fine. Meanwhile, in the center, Kubelwagen just chilling, capping this victory point. For those of you that are interested in what the 1v1 side of life, I haven't forgotten about you. I myself am an aficionado of all things mano a mano, and that does not mean that I watch homoerotic videos on my computer. What it does mean is that I like to watch 1 versus 1 Company of Heroes action, and there is some coming to you on the 18th and 19th of April. You will be treated to the Corona Cup. That's right, the Corona Cup, making good use of our isolation. As we see that Combat Engineer squad die, perhaps? No, lucky escape. And Stern Pioneers forced away for very costly manpower reinforcement price. By the way, Ashablois is just setting up on that standard territory point. And here comes that 220 rear armor hit somehow. Bit of AoE splash damage, and that's a very dead universal carrier. Oh, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Mine detonates. Foch Grenadiers suffering. Conscripts in good position. 222, putting the pressure down. Here comes the AEC. The account eliminator car. And it misses. But it won't miss this time. Oh, he tries to go for a ram, but the AEC evades. Very good indeed. Conscripts don't want to tango for too long, and in fact take the long way home. Meanwhile, Wehrmacht versus Brits, not a great matchup for Wehrmacht classically. Oh! Just took out the Kubelwagen, did the AEC. Very good, it's on a bloody rampage right now. Just go round play by the Koreans thus far. We'll highlight for you some interesting bulletins from Asiamint. Look at these. Mine's 10% faster and costs 6% less, so that's a really good combo IMO. Which Grenadiers retreating. Stern Pioneers watching that path. MG42's in the centre, keeping the Royal Engineers at bay. I mean, I really like this panning, by the way. You see so much more of the battlefield. Probably nerf it a little bit. We'll keep it there for a little bit, perhaps. What's this coming up? Pack 40 loaded and ready for panzer hunting. Another 222's building, and here's the Puma of Noggano. Meanwhile, of course, we've seen Ashablois spend in that AEC tech, but what's Asiamint thinking? Surely some of these combat engineers are back in base soon, no? I mean, what does that indicate? Maybe he's going to go for tier 4? Because he's got a lot of fuel, look, so he could have got a T-70 out by now. But he's not bothered. He's just pushing in and unleashing flaming fury. Foch Grenadiers are going to try and dominate the combat engineer out of existence. AC's ready to tango again. Engineer forced away. 42 does not have veterancy 1. 222's over in the north. Let's go back to default. There we go. A little bit more fidelity and less opaque kind of. No, I love it. You need a bit more pan in your 222s. I've got to say it. You really do. For those that you remember, I did used to do strategic zoom casts where we used dev console to literally allow you to zoom out, strategic commander style. No, Supreme Commander was the name of the game, that was it. And strategic zoom was the major feature of that game. LMG 42s on the Grenadiers, in fact 2 of them, the other coming into the centre. Look at the Allied aggression. They're swallowing up the map. Let's go to attack map. Just see that sea of blue starting to envelop. Puma's roving. I don't know what that Stern Pioneer is thinking. He's betting on the Sturmgewehr's damage output. Nice salvaging of the Kubel wreck. Turning it into fuel. Oh! Combat engineer low. Let's go north side and see that the Tommies are heavily outgunned, outmatched and outnumbered.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
My girlfriend watched my cast and said I always speak in threes. She remarked upon it, she mentioned it, and she certainly was right in that occurrence. Is forced away. AC in hot pursuit. Is that a hazard symbol? Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? But there's no exclamation mark in the triangle. But it certainly spells hazard for most of the things on the battlefield. And it's got 2 kills to its name. But here comes the Puma, the ever-present nemesis of the AC. And the Pak-40 helps out and helps it finish the job. The Puma taking the ultimate mark against its record, though. Post Grenadiers against the conscripts, only with 18 aids as their tech. North side 2-2-2, just doing a bit of harassing right now. Tommy's used the burning husk of their fallen comrades' former chariot. Well, they were using it. Mortar has been constructed. What a position for a mortar. Today's alcoholic beverage of choice is Singer Premium Import Lager Beer, the original Thai beer since 1933. Nice mining. Look at that, he's getting really aggressive with the mining. They'll come in handy. There we go, he did go tier 4. Not a bad idea. By the way, no commander choices. Maybe, is that a rule of the tournament? Could be. Could be? Why would it be though? If it's... Mind you, you've got no radio intercept on any of the Soviet commanders, so it's not like they needed to choose it immediately. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cast this tournament live due to IRL things. Then all my exams got postponed. So I could have done it, but never mind. Oh, 18-8 threatening. Puma reverses away, mocks him. T-34 just posturing for position. Double vetted combat engineers. Going to be such an asset for the Allies with those repair times. Oh, Tommy's bite the dust. That could have been a Granatwerfer. Meanwhile, here's the first rocket artillery of the battle. Misses with a whiff. In the centre, 2-2-2s in coordinated fire with the Pioneers and the Volksgrenadiers. And this push into the centre. Meanwhile, in the west, Grenadiers hit Veterancy 2. Getting their accuracy. Oh, I remembered it. Good. Only taken me 7 years to remember some of the CO2 stats. Puma. They get a second shot. No, it'll miss. Looks like they've gone Opal Blitz, doesn't it? They haven't. 2-2-2s in base, and we've got the Stukas of Foos with its 1 kill. Let's change tact and see that the Brits haven't built any tanks yet. They do. He does have a lot of fuel though, does Ashablois. Maybe that's not his strategy. Maybe he wants to just go for not much at the moment, it seems. Only 13 minutes into this battle though. It's often a little bit strange with 2 versus 2 compared to 1 versus 1, because you see something like a Stukas of Foos and you think you're 25 minutes in. No, you're only 13 minutes or 12 minutes in when it first came out, actually. Literally built as soon as possible. What the hell was that? He's got wheels, perpendicular wheels underneath the tank, allowing him to travel sideways. Miss there from the Zis. Massed Wehrmacht forces. The Urar's in. Does he get the nade off? No. Sturmgewehrs stop him. T-34 destroys the sandbags, and the Puma is hit by the... was it by the Zis possibly? Could have been. Meanwhile, Pack 40's in position. And Ashablois is having a fantastic time with his British forces.
Attempting to steal our sector.
Stukas firing over here. He's got to be careful with these support weapons. Ow, ow, ow! One lone survivor of 2 entire squads there maintains veterancy 2. Very important that he did so. Maxims are pretty useless without veterancy. Katusha's now going to come out for Asiamint. Seven-man conscripts have been nerfed slightly in the balance beater.
One of our AT guns has been neutralized.
I think they lose... is it they lose their accuracy bonus? Something like that. Rate of fire, possibly. I can't remember. As I profess, I do know the gist of the upcoming changes, but I don't know the ins and outs of every statistic. For that, you would need a rope that is very tight indeed. And no, I'm not asking you to hang yourself. You need tight rope. Nice! No follow-up, though, to the damaged engine. However, he has the typewriter itself. The Centaur Akak is ready. For those that don't know why I call it a typewriter, there was a Brits trailer showing the release of the commanders for Brits. Or something like that. It may have just literally been the Brits gameplay release trailer. Katusha's first salvo. Can't get eyes on it, but we know where it's aimed. It's on these Wehrmacht support weapons. And the MG is going to be lucky to escape. And it wasn't. Tell you what, this is excellent play from Asiamint. Scotch has just not been able to contain him. But it may be that they're focusing on the south side. Oh, nice takeout there. The 222 is obliterated by the 6-pounder. Stukazafus firing possibly on the Maxim against escaping with... oh, the one man dead this time. Meanwhile, Puma pushes in against the T-34. Gets him yet again. We've had a new Raw with an 18-aid. Puma with a max ray shot plinks off the frontal armour. That is unfortunate for Noggano. North side, Tommy's advance. And their Royal Engineer compatriots retreat harmlessly away. What's this? Where's it going to land? Okay, it's got to be, yep. Here they are. The boys from the Irish regiments. Loaded and ready with those Sten guns ready to cause you serious issues. But their glider's certainly not alive. Zombies. And Royal Engineer mines. More than a match for that veterancy 3. 2 Stukazafus for Noggano. Where are they going to land? They're on the braced mortar emplacement. And the Royal Engineers are straight away going to repair it. Pioneer's making great use of the train station. They'll try and finish it now. Look at that from Asiamint. Tell you what, that's asking for danger, isn't it? Let's check out the reload times. Oh my god. Only 1 second left. No seconds left. He's going to fire. But the Katusha has something to say about that. All these Wehrmacht support weapons forced away. Commandos looking for their first kill, but there's a wall of German flesh waiting for them. And they've been spotted. They won't be able to cloak. Now they do. Just get out of range. So surprised he wasn't hot on it there. Oh, he's gone for an incendiary. And it's fully repaired, so Their game sense is certainly better than good old AE's, so don't listen to me if you can help it. Where's the target? Oh, that Tommy squad annihilated. The Maxim was a little bit more lucky. That's the machine gun, of course, we saw well and truly routed earlier on. Veteran C4 on this Focus Grenadier squad, giving it 13 kills. Stukas and Fuses, one of them has 18 now. The other's lagging sorely behind. Oh, very low. Grenadier is forced away. And here comes the Brumbear, Le Professeur of Destruction. Just causing a plume of smoke and debris. That Gren is dead, thanks to the aecohmatt. That was a strange assault, wasn't it? Misses everything with that Stuka. But the Brumbear surely should finish it off. It's pretty much unchallenged at the moment, unless we see some kind of alpha mega 18-8 perhaps. Oh, there'll only be 3 of them. We do have the newly buffed Cromwell coming into things. The reason this has been buffed as the mortar is taken out and... Oh my god, there's a glitch in the Matrix! It caused a rift in the space-time continuum there. There we go, there's assault artillery.
The new engineer section is waiting for orders.
As the conscripts push in through this hurricane. This whirly dervish of debris that's just flying all over the place. Su-85's getting into position. Brumbear's core out of position. Su-85's going to get the isosceles of destruction. No, it's going to attack ground, rather. Doesn't want to leave itself exposed, perhaps. Meanwhile, Cromwell's gone into base looking for Stukas. Taken out by the Puma.
Lost its swines, just knocked out a vehicle.
Can confirm, by the way, both Stukas are safe. So it was an unfortunate assault by the... Ouch! Brumbear with a almost annihilation on that conscript. And the Stukas chase it, but it was actually the LMG Grenadier, I believe, that got the kill. This game is now heating up well and truly. Both teams have it to play for. Mortar halves the value of that squad. This T-34's looking for an angle, but is met with hard German steel and a possible Raketen to come. Stukas of Usis, one of which is ready to fire. Boomer's pushing in. The 6-pound is ready for it though, should it get too cocky. Good battle so far, and he finds him there. The Axis are resurgent, and look at the Allies' victory point counts. Not looking too healthy. 250 and dropping. Veteran C5, Focus Grenadiers, 19 kills, Stukas of Who's firing. Again, actually friendly fired the Stir Pioneers, with the help of the Commandos, of course. Katusha returns fire on the pack. Finds him. As does the Su-85. T-34 pushing in. This could be a big engagement for Team Korea. Are they going to destroy the pack, or are they going to take it with the Royal Engineers? Yes, they are, it seems. Instant retreat, perhaps. No, just a retreat. Meanwhile, aecohmatt versus Puma. Clinks that frontal armour shot. Then somehow he bends space-time to shoot him in the rear. Not too sure about that. I just saw a retreating squad model all the way in the map. I wanted to catch it, but I couldn't. On guards with the target. Maxim evades, however. And let's just... Nice there. Mortars forced away by the T-34. Let's just take a moment to talk about the commanders. And just... have a quick look at the stats. We'll call this halfway mark. This is half time, everybody. Mechanized support tactics, of course, that leads to the ISU-152. However, you now need all 4 Soviet structures in order to get it. We're going to check on the base. I don't want to miss any of the action, you see. He does have them, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. He doesn't need Special Rifle Command. That's interesting. Ashablois, meanwhile, of course, has gone Commando Regiment. We all know where that goes, and we've already seen it. Noggano, that's leading to one thing indeed. It is the Jagdtiger. And Scotch, going for Jaeger, that is the Elephant. So it very much seems like we're going for an all-round tank destroyer battle royale. Meanwhile, on the overview screen, we can see the KDs of the relevant teams. What other teams could there be? Noggano and Asiamint have positive KDs, but damage is mostly done by AT guns. And you'll find, like, by Ashablois, for example, you know, I'm an idiot. No, that's Asiamint. So if I just go on Ashablois for a second, you will see that, yeah, there you go, meat shield. It wouldn't change. You saw that. It wouldn't change. And I was still wrong anyway. Graph-wise, army values, that's not much to be considered. And you can kind of say that the yellow dude, which is, in this case, Asiamint, hasn't been able to control most of this south side, so his territory sector control hasn't been fantastic. 3, 2, 1, and we're back in the battle. Tommy's pushed away by Grenadiers. There's LMG 42s bossing it in the north. He's trying to get the mortar there in focus mode. Kills the team weapon. These efficiencies add up. 5-man Folks Grenadier. Forcing away that Vet 3, 7-man conscript squad. Commando glider insertion. We won't follow the glide this time. I don't want to make you too dizzy. You know, it's pretty much just going to land in the same place, isn't it? Also got reconnaissance overflight. Let's see what Scotch can see. He sees the glide land. I already saw it anyway. You get a real good picture of the Allied position right now. Meanwhile, Commando's making great use of all of this yellow cover to hunt down their Vet 5 opponents. Stukas of who's firing from there. Acquiring a target. Attack rounds and misses, however. Commando's one man. Ouch. Their insertion didn't go very well, did it? Saboteurs will be shot on sight. Grenadiers have not had a great time in the north. Too short. I'll get on the support weapons. No, actually. It's over here. Just allowing the guard squad to get into view. Oh, obliterated squad there. I think that was must have been a conscript, I guess. He's only got one conscript squad remaining now. I guess heavily penetrated by the T-34 and the 6-pounder. You have to reverse away all the way to base. Glider's still intact. Could use it as a reinforcement point, I guess. They've repositioned their Soviet forces here. And it must be said, Ashablois has had a fantastic time in the north. He's barely lost a sector. I know Asiamint is really starting to have a good time in the south as well, so their fortunes are reversing ever so subtly. Commandos make it behind enemy lines and get rid of the veterancy on the MG. They have thrown a LGB, but it's not necessary. Kettenwerfer's unearthed, surely reversed away. Retreated, rather, I meant to say. Guard's grenade, easily dodged. But Kettenwerfers don't care, they're like a honey badger, it seems. Stukas firing over here on the retreating guard squad. Does it get him? What a great Stuka barrage that was. Unfortunately, the angle didn't quite predict the retreat path there. What a noob. What? Bit of red smoke, smells danger. What is this Cromwell doing? Getting really deep into enemy lines now. Soviet player, Asiamint. trying to battle hard to get Noggano out of those southern territories. Vet 3 commandos with their 12 kills making use of the medium cover in the centre, trying to get on the retreat path side of the Grenadiers. Meanwhile, Cromwell did go in, but the Pack 40 and the Faust had something to say about that. Elephant is on the field. There you go, Cromwell down. Those forced away. Could now get terminated. T-34 taken out in the meantime. Do the commandos survive? Thanks to the ACAC. Yes, they do. Katusha down, however, on so much OKW infantry. Look how much he lost there. Sukazafus returns fire. We're seeing that Machiavellian tennis game of rocket artillery slaughter.
Asiamint advises infantry ready to utilize breakthrough tactics.
Tommy's on the retreat path to the Grenadiers. Doesn't seem like Scotch has quite seen it yet. Let's do a full stock count of everything we have. We've got Asiamint with his Vet 3 T-34 76, 24 kills. SU-85. Not looking too shabby, I guess. Just needs to be brought back to life.
IL-2 bomb strike available to rain death.
Ilyushin IL-2 standing by.
Katusha's got 11 kills. We now have the IL-2 precision bombing strike, and he's got a lot of munitions. Well, he's already had it rather, but he's got it unlocked yet again. I'm sure we must have seen that. I think we did. I must have missed that on camera. Well, no, it was on camera, but I missed it with my voice, if that makes any sense. Meanwhile, Ashablois is getting another Cromwell.
Capture point is being
Not the
overrun.
worst idea ever. There's certainly been buffed slightly. In fact, all medium armour have, but it's not really affected the 2v2 we're seeing today, it would seem. There's that elephant. No follow-up though, due to no line of sight. Katusha, where's the target? That's a really good one.
The weapon crew are, I'm afraid, quite dead.
Vickers did not stand a chance. Meanwhile, here comes the march of the Germans. Sweeps the mines. And then he takes some lives. God, just don't stand a chance. Stukazavus constantly obliterating them. Commandos ready and waiting.
Enemy causing trouble, trying
That
to
light
take one
gammon
of our
bomb ready
points.
to spring at any one moment. Oh, we've got a big foray in by the Brumbear. However, the 6-pounder has his measure. He can tank about 2 more shots there, it would seem, and it's not within range anyway. Meanwhile, T-34 showing that rear armour. The SU-85 has his back. Rakettenwerfer helping out also. Brumbear does get away, it seems. Vet 3 LMG Grenadiers also. Puma destroys the Horse Glider. Here come the boys. Cromwell trying to find an angle. Puma smokes himself away. Well, does the Cromwell get the killing blow though? Misses! Might now pay for his sins. Puma's getting away on the bonus speed of the road and escapes. Meanwhile, we've had another
We've lost a Cromwell
fatality elsewhere. That was just the one we saw on camera. Just got my echolocation messed up momentarily.
tank. You need something?
Brumbear elephant combo. Can this be countered?
Sector.
Katusha forcing pretty much everything the OKW currently have on the field away. There is nothing else. But Stukazavus will just completely change any fortunes they think they have.
Our territory.
Of course, the one moment I say that, it doesn't happen. Yet another barrage. On the centre this time, catching Tommy's out of position. And for the very first time, Ashablois is not
Damn
watching over
enemies
the
trying to
west.
take a point
And
from us.
Scotch, of course, takes full advantage. Panther makes his presence known. Noggano has lost a lot. We More commandos coming down. Oh, so close to danger with the Brumbear ready to go at any one moment. Look at these T-34s from Asiamint. Surely they can take that Panther out. Where's a ram when you need it? They're only 76 mils. Come on. Puma's got Vet 5 as well. The cavalcade of bonuses. Panther tanks those shots in the Su-85 and Fausts go in. Looking for another. Can he get within range? Looks likely. Oh, and taken out from the Elephant between the carriages of the train. Akak dismembers the MG42 that was in the north. What vehicle was utilised? It was on the Panther. Oh, another T-34 taken out. Puma with 3 vehicle destroys now. The Allies are battling so strongly. LMG now on the commandos. They are certainly Mandos if I've ever seen one. Use smoke to retreat. Just constantly keeping the pack repositioning. Look at that Stuka. The first shot annihilates the crew members. The second one takes out the weapon. And the third one takes out 6 conscripts of a 7-man squad. Yep, that's Stuka's Avusis for you. Panthers back to full health yet again thanks to those trusty low torches of the Stern Pioneers, and he's now going to get a Panther battle group for good measure as Noggano. It must be noted, however, the Allies have made somewhat of a resurgence, you know, gaining 2 victory points, but I'm not sure. I mean, there's such high fatalities. Look at the lack of infantry. The most infantry of any of the 4 combatants is currently Scotch with 3 grenadiers, and that's pretty much it. Prioritised vehicle on the T-34. What's he looking for? He's looking for the Brumbear. I suppose it's the rear armour. Brumbear gets a cheeky shot away. Pack 40 follows up. Commandos come off hold fire. Panther marauding in the south. Puma. Almost like the cheerleader for the 2 Panthers now. What an anti-tank force from Noggano. I really don't see what the Allies can safely deploy in the south without getting soundly turned into a squash tin box. Brave from the Maxim. Almost too brave. This Panther's looking for a target. Ouch on the guards, perhaps. Of course, such costly elite soldiers to keep replacing over and over again. And the Axis, with this heavy force of anti-tank now, an Elephant, a Panther, 3 Panthers in total. I neglected to mention this was an Allied Panther, and look what chance these Allied tanks have. Barely any at all. Hang on a second.
My lord, a tank's been lost.
He still hasn't built Special Rifle Command. Asiamint does not know how... Oh, T-34 obliterated. Does not know why he hasn't been able to build the ISU-152. And yet again, Noggano and Scotch win yet another top-level 2 versus 2 tournament. This is probably, I think, maybe in double-digit figures of tournament wins for these guys now. They are tournament-winning machines. Corey, he and I are currently working on a list of all 2v2 tournaments ever, so you should be able to see that soon. Basically on the second tab of my 1v1 spreadsheet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I think that game can be categorized as one thing, and that is Stuka's Avusis are very, very, very powerful indeed. And I don't think Asiamint realised that you needed your special rifle command in order to be able to deploy the ISU 152, and he didn't build it, which is very, very unfortunate indeed. Also, read the patch notes, bro, I suppose, but I suppose it gets a bit confusing. And does it say you need it? Yeah, it does. You can't say it doesn't say it. Requires all structures. Oh my god, it says it right there. Oh dear, oh dear. Just needed to build a special rifle command and they could have been competitive. That is unfortunate, isn't it? And look at that Panther battle group. These guys are Trojan. Well, they're not Trojans, are they? They're Spartan warriors, there you go. He's kind of got a nice face, hasn't he? Yeah, just killing some Russians. La 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 la. Very good. Yeah, that was apparently the best game of the tournament. And as I say, tournament play can sometimes be very, very sweaty indeed, and can sometimes have horrendous mistakes, aka in that square, that's where the special rifle command should have been. The ISU 152 could have been the thing that allowed them to go toe-to-toe in the centre. As it was, they couldn't. I've been EA. Did I say that right? I've been AE. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good week, and I hope you do not catch COVID-19. Thank you, and goodbye.